everyone. I am in my tiny kitchen today because I am going to make new food for my hummingbirds. So I cleaned up my hummingbird feeder. It's all nice and clean. I have my pot already trying to start to boil. So you'll need your parents' help today because we're going to be using a stove and also a knife. So the first thing you need to do is get 4 cups of water. So you need a measuring bowl. So I have a measuring bowl with 4 cups of water. And I had already poured that into my pot so that it starts to boil. And let me set this aside over here. Besides the 4 cups of water, you're going to need 1 cup of sugar. So I have a measuring cup, and I'm going to scoop 1 cup of sugar. 1 cup of sugar. So we're going to set this aside. So it's very easy. The recipe is a 4-to-1 ratio. That means we have 4 cups of water that are already starting to boil to 1 cup of sugar, a 4-to-1. So I happen to have a hummingbird feeder. And you'll notice if you look at mine, or if you have been to stores and you happen to see a lot of hummingbird feeders, they're usually always red. And they're red because you need the bright color to attract the hummingbirds over. And then once they're over, they'll find the flower with the little hole, and then they can start to use their long tongue to get the sugar water. So if you don't happen to have a hummingbird feeder, you can make one out of a red solo cup. And you'll need your parents' help for this as well, because you'll need a knife. So what you would do is you would have your parents cut out a little window in the red solo cup for the hummingbird to get the hummingbird food. So I have a little window that I cut out so he can get in there and hopefully get the sugar water. And I've also put 2 little slots with the knife, because you can either set this high if you have a high fence for the hummingbirds to get at, or if you happen to have a nice tree, you can put a string through those slots, tie it, and you can hang it from your tree. So that's an option if you don't have a hummingbird feeder. So my water is boiling now. I'll show you. My pot is boiling. So what I'm going to do is, and be very careful if you're doing this with your parents, I'm going to turn my stove down a little bit here. So it was 4 cups of water, you remember, to 1 cup of sugar. So you're just going to pour the 1 cup of sugar into the boiling water. And you need to constantly stir while it's still turned down but still cooking here. You need to melt all that sugar crystals down. So it just takes about a minute. You got to stir it constantly, very gently, because you don't want it to splash up on you because it's very hot water. So you just want to stir it to make sure all those sugar crystals are dissolved. All right, I'm going to put the laptop back over here. And I'm going to turn off the burner, and I'm going to remove the pot and put it to a burner because it has to cool down before you pour it into your hummingbird feeder or your solo cup feeder, because you can't have it hot, because what will happen if the hummingbird drinks the hot liquid? that won't be good. So you got to let this set down for a while and cool down, and then you can pour it into your feeder and see what happens. So I'm going to let mine cool. Then I'm going to hang my bird feeder up. I'm also going to try to put some in the cup feeder and see if they happen to go to that too. So I'm going to say goodbye for now. Remember, it's 4 cups of water to 1 cup of sugar. You need adults' help to make the sugar water. And I'll hang this up on my patio, and if any birds come, then I will take a photo and I'll have them post that on Facebook. So if anybody tries the cup, I'm curious to see if you guys get any takers, any hummingbirds. Let us know. Because I don't know, since I have this feeder, I don't know if anybody's going to drink from this one. But I'm still going to put it out. I'm going to see. I'm going to experiment here today. So if you make one out of the cup, let us know if it works, if you get any birds coming. All right. Bye.